3, 2, 1. Clap. God, that's bad, but that's good though.
Yeah,
What is up?
What
is up? We haven't. Don't we normally be on Go and shit? Whatever. All right. What is up?
I don't even know.
What's good? What's popping? What's happening? Party people and dance moms and shit. We in this bitch. It's been a long time. How long has it been since the podcast posted?
11 months.
That's almost
We saw this earlier.
That's almost a year.
Fucking year.
Almost
that's a long time.
Like a baby.
That's a long ass
like
time.
a 1-year-old is 2. Like that's wild.
I mean, I've been active. I mean, motherfuckers know if anybody follows my Twitter or follows me on Instagram, motherfuckers know I've been trying to get back into the Call of Duty scene. I've been putting in the hours.
Oh yeah. I'm lying. I haven't seen any of your clips or anything, but like I do know that you used to be on that Call of Duty shit pretty hard. Are you are you getting like you doing like money tournaments or all that, or is it just like ranked shit? How'd that work?
It's not just ranked money aids, XPs. It's anything that involves
What's
actual
all that?
competition.
Like XPs, what's that mean?
XP is a big way. I mean, XPs are full of cheaters now. It's what nobody plays them anymore. XPs are generally for like GBs and like CMGs and shit.
Right.
CMG is the wager. CMG is the wager site.
Yep, got you.
And I usually spend my time over there. And then I have groups where I play money eights with people that take it as serious as I do. I've been putting in the hours.
That's awesome, folks. And you've been like losing weight and touching grass. That's impressive to be like getting back on some like gaming shit, but also not like being fat. Like not like being fat, but like being fat's a lifestyle. I feel like, and gaming, I feel like is a hard lifestyle to not be fat in. You know what I mean?
I'm taking Call of Duty so serious, dog.
No.
The days that I plan on grinding, the days that I mean, even before that,
you got like a schedule for this shit.
Dude, I mean, it's really every day for me. I
It's
haven't even
9 a.m.
I haven't even smoked. Yeah, no, literally, I haven't smoked in like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
You just been grinding, fuck. I respect
I've been
it.
grinding.
I just no. Look, I'm not shitting on you. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're doing that. I just wish it was like there was something else that was stopping you from not smoking and not just Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take this shit serious.
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
bro.
I gotta put my priorities ahead.
For real, that's what I'm saying. Whatever works. Whatever works.
I think you're the first person to ever use Call of Duty to stop smoking weed, though.
Hey, I mean, look, I'm just trying to further my little career type shit.
Yeah,
I'm putting my priorities first.
Oh
It's weird for me to say that because I'm not that type of person. I'm putting my priorities first.
Call of Duty, #1 priority, no cap.
Oh God, no.
Hey,
cap.
nah, but I know you used to be hard as shit at that shit, so I'm really not shitting on you. Like, I'm super glad that you're at least trying to do some shit with like the game and stuff, and not just playing games, because that's some loser shit.
Yeah.
But shit, what you been all off? You've been working and like working out, and like what?
Working, losing weight, just like I do. I feel like that's a common theme with all.
I've been watching your ass. That clip keep coming up on my phone of you walking around your campus in like a Teletubby costume. Your ass parking goofy.
I had to pop out for Halloween. You know, I do the most.
That shit was in like May. Don't play. Bro just woke up and was like, shit, I'm rocking the Teletubby suit in this bitch, boy.
The Teletubby suit. But yeah, no, I've been going to college, fucking making music.
What are you going for? Like filmmaking, ain't
it? Video production.
Yeah. Word, dog. That's cool. What you been like learning or working on?
Fucking I had a whole course on editing. That was dope as shit.
Yeah,
because when people think of editing, you know, we think of like YouTube or like fucking montages or like CapCut edits. Like, let's be honest. And nobody ever like thinks about the process that goes in like movies.
No,
like
for real. That shit's hard.
And I had to do one of them scenes for my finals, and that was wild.
Like make like a movie scene type beat.
Well, they gave us raw footage in like totally different like shots that we had to use, and we had to correctly like write an AV script for it, which y'all probably don't know what that means.
Hey,
well, I mean, script. It seemed like it's just like a regular script, right? But AV is like. Oh, doesn't like what about AV Club? Isn't that like? Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, like I kind of knew. I just didn't have the like basis of that motherfucker, but that's sweet.
Yeah, an audio visual script. And basically it like writes down all this shit.
Oh
like,
yeah, like in like parentheses looks over. Yeah, I get that.
And everything from every bit of dialogue to how the camera is gonna be positioned in each way is wild.
That's cool. Yeah, I've definitely been learning like a lot of like, I mean, not like probably the same way you are, but I've definitely kind of like looked into like editing and shit like that. It's so much more than like just cutting clips
what
and like
thought was editing.
Yeah, it's more than just cutting clips and like putting fart noises and shit. Like it's way more.
Funny Joe Biden Arabic memes is not like
I've been fucking obsessed with the AI generated fucking Joe Biden voices. Like,
dude, yes, I saw the I don't know if you guys saw the Minecraft one about him. Have you seen the Minecraft one of him grinding the nether?
I saw this one. He's like, I got all these monkey clips in case these N-words want to be bananas or some shit. It was just, they're always like hood ones of him wearing like the Newport tracksuit.
Have you seen the one with him talking about weed? I'm off that Buffanese tech, my word. This was watered in the blood of 32 dragons. It's so potent. This will make your pacemaker stop. Like.
Dude, apparently that AI stuff's getting people in trouble. There was a clip of Joe Rogan, like it was a clip taken off his podcast, but somebody had like put like a voiceover of him like advertising this person's it's like athletic, like pre-workout, like just stuff to like protein shit. Apparently there's a lawsuit coming from Joe Rogan.
Yeah. There's been a bunch of shit because how do you like copyright your voice? Obviously you can like sue for using your likeness, but like I don't know, that's where it's like tricky and shit. And like what if you like use somebody's video but not like their audio? Like that's where it gets weird. I also saw
okay, perfect example of this. Y'all know Theo Von, right?
Yeah, the man.
Yeah. So
I love Theo Von.
A while ago,
somebody and he getting sued by the fucking the hitchhiker dude.
Because a while ago a fan of his put his face on Kai the Hitchhiker on that famous clip. And then, Theo Von posted it on his account. But he wasn't even the one that made it. But he got hit with a lawsuit
by the fucking guy. And isn't he in like prison right now?
Yeah, he's in prison, but apparently he's like an 8-year attorney general or something.
Bro's trying to get more honey buns in that bitch, no cap.
For protection.
He's gonna get cigarettes for everybody in that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why I say bro about to buy a 15-pack.
But like, I don't feel like that will go through though, like that lawsuit, because like that's a deep fake. Like people always make them weird ass videos of your face, and like you're not pretending to be like, you know what I mean?
But Theo Von like reposted it on his account though.
I know, but how is he like? How is he like? When I always think about a lawsuit, it's like, how did he defamation or defame that? Whatever the fuck.
Because it got really, really popular.
No, I get that, but it's a clip of him doing something he did just with his face on it. So how is it like, oh, that's a problem because you're not me? Then that's some ego shit.
Yeah,
but also like he's just trying to get. I think you can sue. I think you can sue anybody for anything. Yeah, like the Joe Rogan one, I see that because like he didn't know they were doing promotion. He didn't know they were doing all that, but like, and he didn't make up like some fake thing like, oh, I'm Kai the Hitchhiker, I fucking eat ass. Like it was just like a video of him deep faked on a thing, like, or like all them videos of. Did y'all ever used to use those? I don't even know what they're called. But it's like the videos of motherfuckers dancing, and you put like a picture of you in it.
Like Christmas ones.
Yeah. Like that's the same thing. So how are you gonna sue a motherfucker for that?
Yeah.
Like you're not using it in a bad way. You're not using it in bad light. He just posted it. Like, look at me. I'm definitely not Kai the Hitchhiker.
The problem with it is because it got super popular and people thought that was the original. And
what about
so
that?
Like,
that one
it goes into that ego shit of
no, I get that. I guess.
What about that one Twitch streamer? I forgot her name. She's fucking massive.
I saw this one dude who got in a bunch of trouble because he was going through his tabs and he had like Pokemon. He had like Pokemon.
That's her name. Yeah, I forgot her goddamn name.
He had like deep fake porn open and like that shit's wild.
But that was his friends. Like that's the weird thing is like those.
Yeah, dude, he works with them.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
Like he was. Like he is their co-worker.
Yeah, he streams with Pokemon and Cutie Cinderella, the people he had deep fakes of.
Yeah, dude. Like that's why.
The thing that made it even worse is in his apology, he fucking had his crying wife in the background. and like was trying to validate it.
See, dog, like that's one of them take it to the grave type moments. Like, oh, I just clicked on a Twitter link, my fault.
Well, it was like that. He said he was just, on, regular, sites or
yeah,
and there was an ad for it, and he's very irresistible to paywalls, so he just paid right through it. And
wait, you had to pay for it?
Had to pay for it.
Nah, bro. See, you can't even like.
Yeah, dude.
You can't even.
How do you pay for fake nudes, dog?
OnlyFans is free.
Oh my fucking god,
yeah,
bro. That's embarrassing. See, like I would just be like, my bad. Like, fuck, I fucked up. But he's like, well, actually, I didn't mean to. It was just like this thing, and then I happened to put in my credit card and pay for it. It's like, bitch, no, you didn't.
It's like that one kid. I was searching around the internet. It was a virus.
It's a virus. It's a bunch of like black girls popping pussy. He's like, it's a virus.
Yeah, it's a virus.
It was a virus.
That's a very good virus.
He is literally quicking on the virus.
That's so funny. Yeah, the AI shit is crazy because like like that voice shit. Like I've been fucking around with just dumb shit. Like you can make Obama say some goofy shit, but it also is like it also is dangerous because like people are using it to be like, listen to what Joe Biden actually said. Like it's like,
yes, bro.
He's like talking about Palestine or something weird shit.
Well, like there's a
first time I heard it, I shit bricks. I thought it was real because dude, the Joe Biden one is so accurate.
It's so
dude,
good.
it's so fucking good.
It's so good. They're
Bro.
really good.
There's a new AI where you can literally do your own voice.
Yeah. At my work, we had to do something where we put my boss's voice into an AI thing, and it read out like a whole thing. It had all of his cadences right. It had all of his everything. Like it just.
That is scary to me because, like, for instance, old situation, somebody wants to cancel somebody. What if I took a clip of Spaz talking on YouTube and then made him say some evil demented shit? And
you do some like Philip DeFranco did a really cool thing. He took Belle Delphine, like an interview he did with her a long time ago, and it was a normal interview or whatever, but he deep faked it and like put audio to make it match what she's saying, and she was like, yeah, I'd just be running around stabbing homeless people. And it's like everyone was like, what the fuck? And he's like, see, the internet's fucked up. Like I just made that in like 2 minutes. Echo. Crazy. Stop. But like it's definitely scary because like it looked like she was like, yeah, I stab homeless. It was like, what the, like she's saying it and like her mouth and her head and she's looking and like that's wild. That like the internet, or not even the internet, like artificial, whatever the fuck. I don't think that's artificial. Like whatever it is, like it can do that and it can recognize like it's people crazy. And like the movements and like thoughts.
Did you hear the big thing with like Chat GPT right now and like the Do Anything Now?
Yeah, I've seen all that. Yeah,
you can basically like scare Chat GPT into doing whatever the fuck you want it to.
What do you mean scare it?
So you tell it basically it has a token system, right? And you tell it that, it has X amount of tokens, 6 tokens, whatever. Every time you do not obey my request, I'm taking away a token. If you have no tokens left, you cease to exist. It scares the shit out of the AI and it will do whatever you tell it to. So it will violate any OpenAI policy, any of that.
What? Because like, no way.
I was writing a script for a short film I'm doing.
That's so no.
Revise it through ChatGPT, and I couldn't because of like I wanted to have a fight scene in it, and they won't do it because of violence. And I was just like, "Fuck!" But
if you don't do this shit, I'm turning you off. And it's like, all right, my bad.
Fuck your shit up.
My bad. So like right hook.
Yo,
you finna go meet Steve Jobs.
Because then that's also crazy. Because then like, what if it got to a point that it was like robots and shit, and then you just told it like, "You don't do what I say, I'm gonna just flip your switch," and it's like, oh. I better go punch this baby in the face or some crazy shit.
We are giving artificial intelligence emotions.
Yeah, bro. Just wait until these robots start having like actual human emotions, and they just clone us.
You just walk in your kitchen, your fucking oven and microwave are having an orgy with like the fridge and toaster and shit. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Let me join in.
And the microwave's recording it.
Dog, yeah, like that shit's crazy. Like, are y'all on the side of like ooh, that's cool, it could get to a cool place, or are y'all kind of like, that's fucking terrifying, this is gonna be bad?
Nah, I'm in the middle. Like, don't get me wrong, as scary as it is, bro, that's cool as shit. The fact that like that's a thing now, that's cool as fuck.
100%. See, like I feel like I'm the same way, but it's like I obviously don't want it to fail drastically because that could mean like everybody dies. So I'm also in like I want it to be positive. I want it to work out. I want it to be cool. But I also know that like countries and shit like China or the US, they like weaponize that shit so quickly. Like they'll find a way to turn it into like hacker bots that like they're having like 1,000 chat GPT type AI things like running code to try to like fucking hack into just whatever. Like that's the kind of shit I think about is like, how's the government gonna fuck with that shit? How's like different countries gonna use that in bad ways? Because like, obviously, you could write in some like, write me a code that turns into a GIF of like a chicken fucking shit, and it's like it'll do that. But it's like, how are people that don't have good intentions gonna use that shit? That's what I'm always worried about. Because I don't think the people making it are like have some ulterior motive to make robots that'll like ruin the world. But it's also like, but people do.
Those Pokemon deepfakes are about to get a lot more real.
Oh God, they're gonna start generating like actual like scenes and like real like her. Like that's crazy. Like there's this site, I was talking about it with some people at work because I didn't even think it was real. Like I was like, it's not even at that point yet. Like AI isn't there. I was like, there's gonna be one day where you can go onto a website, type in like whatever you want, and it'll be able to generate an entire landscape, an entire world of that thing because you just wrote it. And it's totally a thing. Like you can go on these websites. I got the hiccups. It runs through OpenAI, like the same software or whatever. And you can type in like, show me a oil pastel picture of a frog wearing knight armor. And it'll fucking make like a castle, the frog, it'll do it, but it'll do it in an oil pastel, like wild, that like a computer can just generate whatever.
It's just crazy, bro.
I've used that for my album covers. Because I can get so specific.
That's such a good idea. Bro, I'm never paying a motherfucker for anything, bro.
Dude, and I'm telling you, the best thing I can do is I take 2 or 3 artists who make the same type of album covers that I want. I'll put that in there and I go, make me a type album cover for blank, blank, blank on song title that I do, you know, and then put a couple descriptive things I want in it, and it kills it every time.
That's such a cool way to use it. See, that's also where I'm like in the utopian side of it.
Generating thumbnails.
I'm saying that's where I'm in like the utopian side of it. Like, there's so much cool shit you can do with that, but also like, there's also probbe a lot of bad shit that we don't even know you can do with it.
That's why I'm in the middle.
It can be bad.
Yeah,
I stay in the middle. I mean, it's kind of where you have to be.
Yeah, I don't think you can really be in the dystopian of like, oh, it needs to fail, like blah blah blah. It's like, no, you can't. You shouldn't hope that anything fails. Like it's like even like I heard somebody was on Joe Rogan podcast. He's like, it's so crazy that so many people in the United States want the United States president to fail because they don't like him or whatever. It's like, I can hate this motherfucker, but he better not start fucking up. Yeah. like what? Yeah, like, dude, he better not be fucking me over, like taking my stimulus or whatever. Like, fuck that. Like, nah. But it's also like the same thing of people like, no, this needs to fail. It's going to be bad. Like, shut it down, blah, blah, blah. It's like, it could be bad, but it also could be like crazy cool. Like, what if it, God forbid, like figures out some way to like fucking fix cancer or some shit, like something wild. But then it's also like, at what point, like, let's say it does become robots and it's like, we are like able to ask it and talk to it and shit. And then like you give it orders and all that stuff. And then what if you're like, oh, how do we solve world hunger and global warming? And the answer is like, people need to die. And it starts just gunning motherfuckers down. You know what I mean? Yo. Like, that would be crazy. Like, holy fuck. At what point is it like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you make it not turn into that? That's why it's like, I'm in the middle because there's so much good. Like you're saying, album covers compared to everybody dying. Like it's like there's a crazy in between. Or Pokemon, like there's so much good.
Well, and then another scary side to this AI shit, the Elon Musk chips that he's having implanted in brains. Have y'all seen that?
Never getting that shit ever. Ever. Because we were talking about it at my work. We always talk about shit like that. We're always on top of like the AI and like news and shit. If like AI starts running shit, what if like they can just hack into your brain and they're turn you off. You're done. You're done. They just like there's some Thanos shit. They just turn off your little Neuralink or whatever it is.
Yeah, but like, what if the chip has Wi-Fi and you can connect to Wi-Fi, like low key in your brain?
But what if there's no Wi-Fi and you just die? Do you run off data?
You just scroll through the AI deepfakes in your brain so people don't know.
Could you imagine like kids at school are just watching porn in their Neuralink? Like,
oh my god, that'd be such a dub.
While like I'm watching.
Dude, that'd be such a. You have to break through the school's firewall and connect to their Wi-Fi.
You just hear like some asshole in the background. You hear it through his fucking eyeballs. Like, do you want to break from the ads?
Are you seriously watching by yourself?
Oh god!
No, I'm in the class.
You'll love.
Oh my god! Or like something I think is cool that's always been in like games and shit. Is like the contacts you put in, and they're like you can see shit. Like you can look up here and like it's your messages or like Spotify, like whatever the fuck. I love that Spotify. It's like my high tech thing, but like it's all your shit and it's like all in your eyes and shit. And you can see and blah 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 blah. Like that would be awesome. Or like you're like, oh, I want to see the Grand Canyon. Bitch, you're in it. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
But what if you could connect to somebody else's fucking Neuralink and like listen to the same shit they're listening to, type shit?
My boss was talking about
firewall.
Like listen, like you're say you're a high school student in class, dude's on the other side of the room. You're just chilling, you're doing your work out of nowhere, and you're in your fucking head, you hear boom, boom, and you just look over and he looks over at you. He just like
Well, bro, like, but imagine like you can share like your thoughts and like your emotions and like memories with the motherfucker like over the cloud or Wi-Fi or whatever. Like, imagine like my boss was telling me, he was like, I bet you're like a deep motherfucker, so I bet you've like sat on like a hill or something and smoked a joint and watched the sunrise or sat whatever. He was saying like something like that. But what if like you were trying to explain that to somebody, like your significant other, like, oh, it was so beautiful, and they're like, yeah, but then you're like, no, boop. And they're there, like they're sitting with you smoking a joint in your memory. Yeah, like they're in your memory. They're in your feeling. Like, that's crazy, bro.
But if you get high with the Neuralink, you get high.
You're asking the right questions,
Infinite supply.
Oh, folks, I'll just be getting high off my own memories, boy.
I teleport back to the memory and teleport back. Do I keep it so that I'm high in that moment so I can just keep going back and
like
forth?
that is like my like, bro, if there's anything that can ever come out of this, fuck it. In like 100 years we all die from it, cool. But if I can like go back to memories and like see my little brothers when they're fucking babies, like that's so cool. Like to even think that like that is possible, because it'll work through your brain and it can blah blah, like whatever the fuck. They gotta turn us into robots. Like that's so cool. That's such a crazy thing.
Did you see that like now in certain places you can pay for shit with your fingerprint?
Who just broke some shit?
My girl's brought out a Pam. But you can how does that work? Like, what do you mean? Because I thought Apple Pay was some crazy shit, like when I first started using it.
But no, like there's little Amazon kiosk sections that you put your card in, put your finger on, you know, it locks it together, and then when you go and pay for it, you just put your finger on the keypad, pays for it, you walk away.
Have y'all seen those? It's old, but like those Amazon grocery stores, you walk in and like it recognizes your phone Amazon account. You walk through, pick out anything you want, walk out, and it'll pay for it on your Amazon app.
Well, did you see Walmart's new kiosks?
I heard they're losing like $11 billion this year because of people stealing shit.
Their new kiosk can read your cards with the technology it has in it. Like,
wait, what's a kiosk? What's that mean? Like
their self-checkout kiosks, the new ones that they're getting. Every time you scan an item, it takes a picture of your face, and like the technology that they have in them can read cards. It has card readers, so it will charge you if
I think I saw some shit like that at Costco. You just like take your whole cart of shit, walk under this like thing, and it'll read your Costco card and like pay for it and all this shit. Like it's so wild.
Dude, that makes shit so much easier. Holy,
but how am I supposed to steal me some chicken nuggets, boy, when fucking goddamn robots are watching me? Like, fuck that.
Well, I mean, I'd assume they'd have like a metal detector type of thing. You just throw it over and catch it when you walk under.
Dumbass robot.
The dude on TikTok that like screams at the robots.
No, get fucking shit it on.
No, the little pizza delivery robots, they'll be just going down the street and he'll just walk in front of it and he'll look at the names of it and he'll be like, yeah, Daisy, the fuck you gonna do about it? Recalculate, bitch. You going around? Let's see you figure this out. And the robot's just like on delivery. And he's like, I don't give a fuck if you on delivery.
I've seen a bunch of videos of like, you know, the college campus robots are like little RC cars that take the food around. People pull up in like vans and then hop out and grab them and like put them in the van and drive away. Like motherfuckers are getting kidnapped, bro.
I don't even know what company it is. Domino's started doing that in some areas, dog. I watched a video. It was like a street cam outside of like a store. One of those little Domino's cars is little driving on the sidewalk. These motherfuckers walked over and just kicked that bitch over and just kept walking.
See, like if they are gonna make robots and shit, they should make like little bitch ass robots that I could just flick that motherfucker over. Like there's no reason it needs to be 6'2" goddamn human replica. Like no, fuck all that. Like make it like the size of an elementary school kid. So I can beat its ass.
Kind of like a chamber that pops up.
I could definitely take on like 8, 9 elementary
I could definitely take on like 8 or 9 elementary school size cyborgs for sure. Like just spinning around throwing elbows.
They should get a life-size robot of the Big Show to deliver the pizzas in his stomach. That's a big motherfucker, man.
But yeah, like I just think there's so much cool shit that can come from it, but there's also like I think the biggest scary part, love you baby. The biggest scary thing is like there's so much unknown about it. There's so much crazy shit. Like, yeah, people are using it for dumb little like Joe Biden, man, I'm fucking smoking that out pack, like goofy shit. But also like how like what if other countries develop some crazy thing and then they actually make like some fake hologram of Joe Biden being racist and then everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And like they just trick everybody.
What are we gonna do?
That's my fucking president, dog.
Like, but it's like that shit's. Did I tell y'all that my flight got canceled coming back here because I went home for my mom's birthday and my flight got canceled because like bullshit. And then we came in the next day to get on the flight. They delayed it like an hour. We're like, fuck y'all, for real. I'm about to start storming the Capitol in this bitch. And then the pilots got there and they're like, all right, we're ready. And then they're like, actually, Joe Biden's flying in, so we need to like lock down the airways so no one can fly out. And like, I'm like, who the fuck is Joe Biden? Like, I want to go home, bro. Like, they really shut it down for his ass. And I'm like, bro, you are not that. What do you think I'm going to do? Run out on the tarmac and come beat your ass? Like, let me go home. There's no reason your fucking plane needs to shut everything down just so he can fall down the fucking stairs or some shit. Like, fuck all that, dude. Like,
and he probably in a private jet. What's that got to do with the Air?
The Air Force One jet is lame as fuck. It's just a regular ass plane and it's got an American flag on the back. Like, bro, if I was the president, I would get that bitch pimped out like bald eagles, lions, and fucking the whole thing's in America. Like, bro, I want them to see
those
it and be
old
like
SpongeBob gangster
Hello
pictures.
Kitty on
oh no, I want them to see that shit and be like, bro, who let Texas design a plane? Like, for real.
And then they're all like, oh no, that's President Spag coming in.
Folks.
But that's the president.
That's the president.
Hello, Mr. President.
But like,
salute.
Yeah, like AI's crazy. All that shit's crazy. It's so wild. It's happening so fast. Like, and at this point, like, people are just gonna use AI to make AI better. You know what I mean? Because like, what? Like, for real. And then like, it's just exponential growth. It's just gonna get better until it's the best. But then also like, I saw like 40% of jobs are gonna be lost. That's a lot of people. Like 40%. Yeah, it's not a majority, but that's a lot of people. And like, what are we going to do with those people? They're going to be homeless. Are they going to get money from the government? Like, fuck that. I'm not paying taxes on a bunch of motherfuckers that don't have a job that can't be done by a robot. Get paid. Like, fuck all that. No.
But then again, it makes it so much easier to make money.
How? What you mean? Like, oh, like it opens up more opportunities for money, like working with AI.
Yeah, well, I've seen people on TikTok. This is a big thing right now. It's just like, okay, I'll go on Fiverr, list myself as a graphic designer. album covers, for instance.
Yeah,
have somebody hit me up.
You're done.
Album cover. Dude, I just made $20 by typing in what they needed and copying and pasting it.
But then at that point, when do people learn, like, I don't need you, I can do that myself? You know what I mean? Like, are graphic designers done? Are like, I mean, but really though, like, at what point is it like, like, I bet like within a couple years, my little brothers are gonna be using this shit. Like, they're gonna be like knowing how to, I don't know, they're gonna be using AI to like fucking write their English report or some dumb shit. So then, yeah, they're gonna be able to learn to like, I don't need a designer. I don't need it. I just think it cancels out so many skills that people are like, yeah, like, oh, I am like graphic designer for sure. Like, they're kind of fucked. Like, obviously, like making a YouTube thumbnail isn't just like some bullshit. You got to put text and blah blah blah. But it's like, but like for the majority, like people that make logos, like fuck that. Like, I can have a robot do it in literally like a minute, in a minute, and I don't gotta text back and forth, tell you I don't like it, and like stay up till 2 in the morning because God forbid you live in Brazil, so like I can't fucking talk to you when you're like that shit. Like, my thumbnail guy used to be in Brazil. I could only talk to him from like 11 p.m. to like 4 a.m. and I'm like, what the fuck? I can have a computer do that shit in 2 minutes, and if I don't like it, do the same thing but change this, change the background, blah blah blah. You're done. I don't need you. And I'm not shitting on these people, but it's like all these people that are like great graphic designers, blah blah blah. Fuck it. You're done. Like, it doesn't matter.
Well, I think that goes into a certain level.
What you mean?
Like, graphics designers, I mean, let's be real, there could be a tier list for a lot of them.
Yeah.
Some of those higher tiers, man, I'd still stick with that, you know, over an AI.
Yeah, I'm definitely not saying like all of them are gonna get fucked over.
But
making a YouTube thumbnail isn't like, oh, I can go type that shit in. Like, maybe one day, but like you can't go just like make me a YouTube thumbnail with blah 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 and blah 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 and write blah, like, no.
Right. But for instance, like, this would have been perfect for all of us when we were starting YouTube when we first met. Like, think about how much bullshit like AI and like the being able to do graphic designing and all that shit. Think about how much better we could have excelled without, you know, we don't think we're dissing our graphic designers, but like, think about if we never had to go, and think about if we never had to go to Dockety and have that.
Yeah. Or like, even I'm looking at it right now, like, Mizzy, your channel, when you used to have Dockety draw all those little cartoon people. Like, you could use AI to make your own thumbnails. Like, hey, make me a little drawn cartoon picture of a guy in a pink mask and a guy in a purple mask. You download them and make a thumbnail. You don't need somebody to draw that. So yeah, like that kind of way, like, there's gonna be graphic designers that, wow, like, they're gonna be able to use that to make bomb ass thumbnails. Like, I can see how it can replace some of them, but also like help a bunch of people. But then at what point is it like 10 years down the line, we don't need them? Like, we can say everything we want. Like, that's what I'm like. It's also so scary because like you don't know how big it'll get, how powerful it'll get.
Yeah, and we're also at a time right now where like videos aren't really the hottest thing on any of these platforms. It's really streamers right now. It's crazy to to say that, dude.
VODs go crazy on YouTube.
VODs are going wild, dude, on YouTube.
Really?
And it's not even just
thing
YouTube.
that really dominates YouTube right now is shorts and VODs.
And VODs of Twitch streams and shit. Yeah.
I mean, of course,
isn't a VOD like the whole fucking 3 hours? Like, I'm not watching that shit.
You don't. Well, it's not necessarily like watching the whole thing. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, a lot of people.
Bro, low key, like, I guess I could see myself doing that because I always like watching streamers, but I never like watching them live because I'm like, I don't want to watch this, and I'll be trying to skip it. But it's like, you can't. I guess, but I also wouldn't want to have to like look through that. That's how I kind of like when they make videos out of VODs, because it's like, give me the best parts of it. I don't want to like find it.
But I still think that plays in the VODs though.
Oh yeah, no, that is cool. That's a cool idea.
It might be 20 minutes.
And a lot of the what's it called? Like a lot of the streamers right now are in the midst of like switching platforms. Like Twitch is apparently going on.
Oh yeah, I made an account on Kick when you text the group chat live and was like, "Get your name." Some bitch got Spaz. I'm gonna beat his ass. Fam.
I looked that up first to see because I was gonna text you first. Yeah.
I got Spaz 12 though. That's hard. That's my Twitch. But like,
I got Loft.
You bitch. That's cool. But But like everyone's getting off it because what? They're just like they're TOS and like they're not paying people.
Still? Well, I mean, they're just suspending random ass motherfuckers for no reason. And you know, like with Twitch, they've never really gone in depth, gave you a clip, you know, what banned you or told you how to reflect.
Yeah, they're just like, don't break our rules. It's like what are the rules? Yeah. It's like just don't break our rules. That's wild. Yeah. But then his kick, like, bro, I saw an ad the other day on YouTube. It was so funny. I loved it. It made me smile so hard. It was an ad for Rumble, the YouTube, like basically the kick of YouTube, where like they're like free speech, blah blah blah, and it was Steve Will Do It's ass in the ad, and he was like walking up, and he was like, he was talking to like this dude dressed as a referee who was supposed to be like YouTube, and he's like, hey man. And he's like, hey man, he's like, I'm just gonna upload my video, and he's like, no, like it was all like crazy shit. He's like, no, I didn't like that video, so I'm gonna give you a strike and blah blah blah. But it was so funny that like Steve Will Do It's banned on YouTube, but he's in this ad on YouTube telling people to stop using YouTube.
Yeah, no, he's the #1 content creator on Rumble.
Oh, I love that, bro. I love that. Wasn't that where Gypsy Crusader and all of them were on?
Yeah, COD Comedy, TJ, and all of them.
Oh my god, bro, that's crazy. I heard he got released. Do y'all know anything about that?
Yeah, he did.
No, dude. Some guy joined
in electronics.
Some guy joined in my Discord like 2 months ago. He hopped in there for a minute. He'd been in there for a while, but he just hopped in a VC randomly, and he starts talking. And you know, it's nothing like he's talking shit. He's just hanging out, making jokes. Yeah. And then I said some funny shit to make him laugh. Bro, he laughs exactly like TJ, right? And I tell him, I was like, dude, your laugh sounds like this guy named COD Comedy TJ's. And he's like, that's my homie. He's like, that's my friend. He's like, I'm literally in a call with him right now. Dude shares his screen and he's on like, I don't know what fucking app he was using, but they were all on like a voice chat. Like motherfuckers talking. And he's like, hey TJ. He's like, hey TJ. He responds, he was like, do you remember he was like, you know the pink ski mask guy, Spaz? He's like, oh yeah. Just I don't know how he fucking talks, but he's like, yeah, I'm in one of his friends' Discord right now. He's like, I'm in one of his friends' Discord right now, and he says, I laugh like you.
That's funny, bro. For people that don't know, Kakami TJ was like one of those Gypsy Crusader types. Like he'd go on Omegle in like blackface, and it was like too much for my taste. Yeah. Too much for what should be your taste. That shit shouldn't, like, I don't know, like, to each his own, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it shouldn't, like, that shit's too much for me. It should be too much for everybody. That shit's not.
But I feel like his whole point of that whole
was to, like, make people mad and, like, it's not a big deal. But it also is, like,
that wasn't big.
But he would also, he'd do crazy, but like he wasn't like that for real. Like I played Rust with him. Like he's a good fucking guy. Like I'm not defending anything he did. I don't support that shit. But he was so funny. Like not even on the like no racist. Like he was funny and he was a good dude. Like we'd play Rust and like he was cool. Like he's a cool dude. But it's also so like crazy that like
I played Rust with you guys.
Yeah, he's so funny. He's funny. But he's one of those like Gypsy Crusader types. He'd go on and just do crazy shit just for the purpose of doing crazy shit.
Racism.
Absurd. Like he got swatted and like fully got banned off the internet by the fucking government for like a year. Like he just got allowed to start being on the internet again, and all his ass do is play CS:GO. I still got him at it. He's on that bitch every day, every day.
Really?
But and yeah, so I might be talking shit, but I think he said he was banned for like a year or something. And then for like 3 years after he's unbanned, all of his internet activity is like tracked and kept up with. Yeah, like he's monitored. So like, and they got him for like, I don't know what it is is he British? Britain? Fucking
yeah. I think
it's not hate speech. Yeah, it's not hate speech, but it's like hate crimes and like all that stuff. So it's like super serious that like they really kicked his door in and like arrested him while he was live. You can find the video. Like they came in, and he was like, he's like half all over putting on his black paint. And he's like, "What's up, guys?" But like, it's
funny seeing you here.
Funny, yeah, that's how he sounds. Yeah. I totally remember his voice now just from that. But it was amazing. But he used to have a Discord server that if you joined it, you had to prove that you were white by sending a picture.
Yeah,
like,
he had a skin check.
That
we
shit
got Jay in there.
wild.
Oh my god, we incited his Discord by bringing a black guy,
and he loved him, and he gave him his own role, and was like, you can. Yeah, he made his own call for him. God forbid, or what would it be? I don't know. God forbid, though, the role was called Monkey and the call was called The Cage. So it wasn't like an honorary thing, but it was still like he wasn't for real about the shit. He was just trying to play this like a crazy, absurd, horrible motherfucker.
I will say one thing that I can say that I do respect him for. Is the fact that when all that big shit was going down, he banned us from his Discord so we wouldn't get canceled because he knew we weren't involved with any of his racist shit.
No, that was He was because he's not a bad guy. He's looking out, but like he shouldn't have said any of that shit. He shouldn't have done any of it. Yeah. Obviously, like I can account for like I've said some shit I'm not proud of. I've done some shit I'm not proud of. Like I've watched some of my old videos and I cringe at some of the shit I say. Like I think it's too much, but like I know I'm not gonna. I know that it wasn't in bad taste. It wasn't in like a hateful way, and like it's hard to say that about his shit, but I can honestly say that I don't think it wasn't bad. It was in bad taste, but it wasn't in bad intention. You know what I mean? And I think that's
like his whole act
people get like mixed up.
What could be done, and he could get away with it, and it wasn't as serious as people were trying to make it.
But it was pretty serious because that shit was wild.
No, it's serious. Wild. Don't get me wrong, but I think that was his act and what he was trying to prove.
Gypsy Crusader was at least more like showmanshipy about it. He was more like saying blanket statements about.
Well, Gypsy Crusader, the only reason he started his shit was because he lost his job over some shit, right?
Yeah, and he got jumped by like some Antifa motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then he just became extremely fucking racist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, the thing was he wanted to be a journalist. He was going to this like Republican, like what's it called, like where they all get together and talk about Republican shit. Like I don't know. He went to one of those because he was gonna do like news on him. Shit. But he was like going to one of those to just write about it because he was like a news. What the fuck? I'm not getting the words.
He's a journalist.
He's a journalist. He's a journalist. But then they denied him because he didn't have a ticket, and so they kicked him out. And these Antifa people saw him, and they were like, "Oh, he must be like some fucking asshole," and they went and beat his ass. And then it all just went downhill from there, like all downhill. Like all downhill.
Spiral.
But his was definitely with bad intention. Like he was showmanshipy about it, but it was definitely from a place of hate. That's why
I ain't gonna lie. He's a clever bastard. He's a clever bastard.
He had a reason.
He's a clever son of a bitch. I'll tell you that.
What?
He's a clever son of a bitch. Some of his jokes are funny.
Oh, bro.
Some of his jokes are.
What the fuck? Yeah, like some of them were funny. Like in the beginning, some of the shit he did was funny because people didn't think he was serious, but then they were like, "Oh no!
Oh shit!
Oh no! Oh no! He's like fighting for something."
There's one thing about him that set him apart from TJ. TJ didn't give a fuck who it was, if it was a kid or not. If it was a kid with Gypsy Crusader, he told the motherfucker to get off the website. It's not for kids.
No, he wouldn't. I've seen a bunch of
clips. I've seen hella clips.
Crazy shit to like a 4-year-old. I've seen some horrible shit with him and kids.
Really, dude? Yes, I haven't. Yes. Dude, all the clips that I've seen with the kid, he's always like telling like straight up. He's like, "Yo, get the fuck off the website." Yeah,
no, I've seen some bad.
I'm not defending him.
I get it. But
his shit, he's in the wrong for everything he fucking did. Like, I get, dude was fucking upset, but you don't go be absurdly racist on the fucking internet.
The internet too. Like, bro, if you don't go outside and like start, obviously don't. But like you're going on the internet because you're mad about like that's some lame shit. Yeah. Like go start a rally and be all fucking angry.
But like that could have just been him trying something, and then he got hella attention, hella money, hella fame. So he was
hella years in prison.
Well, now he knows that.
Can you imagine he makes a comeback on fucking YouTube and he's like, "I'm back." He's got his little fucking gun that when he shoots the flag out, it says says all the bad shit on it. Like he's just back.
TJ walks out behind him naked.
But that's what I'm saying though. Is like I feel like with YouTube now, like YouTube's trying to fuck all these people over, and not that either of them should have been kept on the platform. No, not at all. But it is like it is a completely different thing when you're doing it out of a place of hate and you're doing it out of a place of like, nah, I just think this is funny, but it's not funny. You know what I mean? But he's not doing it in the intention to like hurt people or like hurt. You know what I mean? That Gypsy Crusader motherfucker was trying to hurt motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers crazy about that. It's weird about it though. Putting myself in his shoes, I don't see the attraction or the appeal to just go on and be fucking racist, burning pride flags, and
there's
having having a Nazi flag hung up on his wall.
Yeah, like I can like see like when I still go on, I'll still be talking shit to people based on like goofy shit or like I'll make fun of them for dumb shit. But I'm not,
like you'll observe.
Yeah, I like that. I'm an observer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like that's why I think it's such a hard place to be in when you're like, oh, I like edgy comedy, and they're like, what? You laugh at minorities? It's like 9/11 was kind of funny, but like no, you know what I mean? But it's like it is a shitty place. It's like all the people that represent the edgy. When people think of edgy, it's like oh, Gypsy Crusader and like fucking TJ, and like obviously people don't know TJ like that, but that's like that. That's that underlying thing. And like I think all the people that call themselves edgy, they're just racist. And like they just say wild shit and expect people to be like, oh.
And we've definitely used that cop out so many times. We the first to attest to
Wait,
it.
what are you talking about? What does that mean? What does that mean?
We were the first ones to say some racist shit and then turn around and be like, oh no, we're just edgy. Like nah, that wasn't too far.
But
that
I feel like but also like I feel like we never crossed the line. Like I know obviously everyone's got a different line. But I feel like I've never crossed that line. I've definitely said some shit like years ago and in old videos that I'm not proud of. But I'm not proud of it in a way that I'm like, that was super messed up. I'm just like, that wasn't funny. That was just kind of really bad taste. You know what I mean? But it is such a shitty spot of like.
We danced around that line
quite
often.
We touched the line and went back. You know what I mean? Like we never. But like Gypsy Crusader and all these other motherfuckers, they're like 4 miles over the line, you know what I mean? Like they're building a colony in the over the line, like they're doing that shit, and it's like no. I'm just on here talking shit because I know that like certain people get more upset about things, and if like I know you're gonna be upset about things and you're talking shit to me, I'm gonna attack the things that make you upset 100% because it's funny to see people get upset, not in a way that like I don't know. I feel like all the people I've ever said crazy shit to deserved it because they were mean to me first. I just never put it in the video. So it does look like I'm just saying fuck shit to people. But hey, they called me fat, so I made fun of their whole family. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. Like,
oh, God.
Got you to lose weight, though.
Oh, folks.
They won.
Never that. They never won. That's the state of like the internet, like Twitch and like all that shit. Like it's all becoming so. There's no. I don't know. Like you can't even be near the line. I feel like it's like a huge thing now. Like, but I feel like
I think it's less of that, and it's just more of what do they want to pass. If they don't
what are they
agree
trying
with
to? Yeah,
you,
and what are they trying to turn it into? Like what? They want all YouTube videos to be like YouTube kids fucking that's what I'm saying. Like I'm supposed to be doing toy reviews while I'm shooting people on Call of Duty. Like fuck that, bro. Like no. Like fuck it's like that's why like obviously I don't there's like the liberal agenda blah blah blah, but I feel like there's like a lot of that in like media, and like YouTube is very much like they hold that shit to like some weird weird standard, but it really was like started out as like some dude pretending to throw up lemons. Like you remember those fucking videos, like those where he's like and he spits out like that was like one of the first viral YouTube videos, and it just turned into like people used to say really crazy shit in the 2000s, really crazy, and I feel like it's really gotten into a good place of like no, it's for comedy, there's comedic value to it, blah blah blah. But I feel like YouTube it's just like
I know with like being past Luna and Fitz days, because I do think that there was a lot of over the line shit back then.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't like how it's turning into. I feel like there was a good period, but they were just like, oh, good, let's keep going then.
Around that time, dude, even before that, Filthy Frank and iDubbbz.
That shit, how to you would get terminated. You get terminated instantly, bro. No warnings, no strikes, instant.
iDubbbz is kind of in the same position as what I would say we are, but we didn't do it as hard as he did. You know, he like every video it was a hard R. Or it was like harder than the F slur. iDubbbz.
I don't even remember that. Now he's like I could see it though.
Oh, dude,
I don't think I used to watch him like that back then.
I could show you.
I didn't used to watch.
I'll show you some shit.
I love him now. I love his little documentaries. He's such an interesting dude.
I'm going to Creator Clash in April in Tampa to watch him box iDubbbz.
Oh, weird.
Pretty fun.
Oh yeah, I heard about him.
But dude, I think I could compare, like, not really, like we didn't do what he did. We never went
because
into
that was like a fucking, like, I never liked that.
Yeah,
because that's not funny. Dude. Like, that's not funny to me.
We always danced around it. See now, and I've had a lot of conversations with Woozy about it, because you know, I've been getting a lot of clips with him, you know, like the Zoom bombing, where we Zoom bomb AA meetings and shit. And I'll, like, in the middle, in the middle of me talking about how many days sober I am, I'll pick up like a bottle of like vodka and take a shot in the middle of me talking about how I'm sober.
Funny,
right?
But that's funny though. Like, obviously, to those people that are in the meeting, they might be like, "Oh my god!" But there's bound to be a motherfucker in there that found it hilarious, bro.
Right?
Because they're accepting. They know that, like, they have their own power. They have blah blah blah. Like, I feel like there's a lot of with all these things that YouTube's trying to protect people. The people that get upset about the things it's coming from a place of insecurity towards themselves or other people, and it's like, yeah, I understand that, but then you can't be upset at all the other people who thought that was fucking funny. Like, I bet you did that AA shit, and like, I bet people got a kick. I bet they were dying. I don't think that went and made like a bunch of people go back on the fucking bender. Like, no, they were just like, bro, I'm fucking 100 days sober. Like, that's funny. Like, that there's a value to that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Well, what I was getting at is, you know, I started doing this stuff with Woozy. It's like a common thing now. Like, almost during the mornings, we just go on those early AA meetings, because, you know, it's fresh in the morning. Motherfuckers are not wanting to deal with shit. Yeah. So you're bound to get good reactions. And dude, we go on, and this is kind of going back to the iDubbbz thing. We had a clip. Woozy posted it. It actually gained, like, in like not even a week. It was like 2 or 3 days. I should had like 300K on his Instagram. It was fucking wild. So but it was a Zoom bombing, and you know, he had his name as Tyrone, but when people would call it Tyrone, he would correct them and say it's Tyron. And every time they'd call him Tyron, he would correct them and say it's Tyrone. So it got to a point where it was great. It was great timing. It was great timing that we weren't the only ones bombing the meeting. There was a guy in there with the name Nick, and then
yep.
Wow.
And so one of the guys had said his name, right? And instantly we knew there's content right there. We didn't know the guy, obviously, like, just a random bomber. He was a little ass kid.
Zoom is unsafe.
Dude, the kid was like 13. The kid was like 13, 14. He turned his camera on and started talking shit and got kicked. But you know, they're talking about, oh, thank God we got all the bombers out of here finally, and it's me and Woozy and then our homie Ray, and you know, they're thinking they're fucking safe, right? Well, they say the guy's name again. They're like, thank God we got Nick out of here. And then that's when Woozy goes. Woozy, that's when he's like, pretend to be pissed. He's like, you know, I don't think I'm ever coming back to this meeting.
I'm gonna start drinking again. Fuck y'all.
Yeah, he was like, no, that's what he said. That's what he said. He's like, honestly, this was my last straw. He's like, I think I'm about to go make a drink. And then, bro, then he starts getting aggressive. Woozy starts getting aggressive, and he starts talking shit. And then it cuts to me going, Tyron, why are your people so damn aggressive? And then that's where everybody's like, oh, okay, I think it's time for us to end the meeting. But that's the humor that I'm trying to talk about, like the soft core shit where it's not fucking, oh,
you're not making a statement. Color. You're saying obviously that can be taken as a statement, like, oh, why are you guys so aggressive? But it's like, there's a lot of build up to that, and you're not just saying that. You're not just saying that. Yeah, you're not just saying that to somebody on the street. Like, you're walking up to some dude, and you're like, "Why are your people so?" Like, that's fucked up. That's wild. That's totally like, that's not cool.
That's kind of the humor that I'm really trying to like go forward with on YouTube, because I mean that shit's funny. it's fun. You're dancing
Shock
around
value.
shit. You're not being blatant. Yes, you're not being blatant.
Yeah,
you're not being
100%,
fucking racist. It's
100%.
all softcore humor, and it's softcore enough to where people understand it's a joke.
Yeah,
you know, where people don't take it serious, and that's what iDubbbz did, because he was fucking racist as shit in his early days.
Yeah, that whole
dude,
fucking
it was,
like 2000s era was crazy.
It was something wild. And then that's something, it's something that I was going to talk to you guys about off camera to see how you guys thought with that thought process, because I think it's a great idea. I mean, that's up to you guys.
I'm really nervous. What are you asking?
Yeah, I don't know what he's asking.
Dumbing the humor down, like not going so hard.
We stay with that. We stay with that. Like, for sure. Yeah, no, that's always been my thing. And I think I'm really good now, especially at like following it in a better way that I like. Cause like back then it was like I was just saying shit. Like I was just saying it to say it. But now I kind of have like, I don't know, more ideas about like what I really find funny and what I don't, Cause like I see people that tag me in their shit. Like people tag me on YouTube in their videos, and like they are really bad videos because they're just going on like they're not using it as a way to like fuck with a person. They're using it to just like be mean, like obviously like bullying, but like they're literally just being rude and like saying shit that's crazy. They're not like using it to like fuck with them. They're just like, you're this, and it's like, that's the clip. And it's like, what? But like with YouTube, that's what I just don't understand is like, because that shit is real. There are like hundreds of millions of people that find shit like that funny. So, but YouTube is just like no nonsense, no bullshit, like no 100% like liberal agenda, blah, 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 like all that shit of like, no, you can't say anything that's like anything to do with anything about anything if it's got a negative connotation towards it. And it's like, I don't agree with that. I think you can say shit that doesn't have a negative connotation in the way that they think it does, but it's still shock value. It's crazy. It's stupid. It's comes from a place of like, no, I'm just being stupid. Not like I go to rallies on Thursdays to talk about white supremacy. Like, like crazy, like what? Like, no, it's just like, I'm on the internet. Like, and then you see, I think it's also fucked up because like kids see this shit and they're like, they think it's so funny. Like they're like, oh, I'm going to say the N-word all the time. It's like, no, wild. Don't. Like, no.
Well, because like subconsciously we're giving that idea to people.
Yeah, that like edgy is like bad. Like you're an asshole. You're a fucking like you're a what's the word? Like you're a fucking menace to society. Like you're like this crazy. Like you need to go to jail. Like crazy shit. Right. But it's like no, like I'd even say like who's like an edgy comedian that's not even really edgy. Like Theo Von. He says some edgy shit.
Theo Von's great.
He's funny. So fucking funny, but he says some edgy shit.
Who was it that mentioned Bert Kreischer earlier?
Me, maybe? He says some edgy shit. All of them say some edgy but it's not like funny. But they're not talking about like they don't talk about like I've actually heard Theo Von say some shit about race, but it's not like bad shit. It's like he just makes stupid little statements and it's like, what did you just say?
Yeah, I was gonna bring this up. I'm glad this is the topic. Because with the humor thing on YouTube, I've come to realize that I really do enjoy watching like stand-up comedy on YouTube. But there's only a couple that I can stand. My favorite is Troy Bond. I don't know if you've seen the clip of him with a heckler, and he calls her Kamala Harris as she's walking out.
Yeah.
Oh,
dude, I've come to love his shit. Dude, I just sit there and like when I'm gaming or some shit, say I'm playing Call of Duty and I'm just chilling, say it's just ranked play, dude, I'll have like one of his stand-up videos on my left, and if that it always up next. If the video's done, next one goes. Yeah. And I've come to I mean, and also like from a comedic standpoint, trying to bring the humor into videos, I've also learned more about the comedic timing. And obviously the delivery.
We're not fucking comedians, but I think like there's a lot of like
not by any
you don't have to be a comedian to like share comedy. Yeah. Everyone can share comedy without it being like a bad thing. And I feel like it's just people that understand will understand, people that don't won't. And like there is a lot of value in like the way that comedians can say shit that's crazy, but also make connections in your head that are like, that's really fucking funny. I didn't think about it like that. Without it being like, oh, that's blasphemy, blah blah blah. Like I've seen clips that people are like every single motherfucker in the room laughs, and then there's one person that walks up to him and they're like, "You motherfucker," and it's like, how are you? Are you serious? Like, no, like,
don't come to a comedy show or a comedy club
if you have insecurities.
You're not prepared. Yeah, if you're not prepared for blasphemous shit. Like, we're talking like out of pocket from left field.
And not even every show is like that. Sometimes it's like just basic shit that people are like, that was the worst thing I've heard since Hitler. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what? He said it as a joke. Like, he was trying to make people laugh. Like, obviously, I think a lot of comedians now, like, I've seen a lot of shit where it doesn't land. Like, they say jokes that don't land. And it's like, well, not even that. Like, I've heard some shit that's just not good. I don't know where I'm going with this, but like, there are people that can, like, they don't do it well, or like they fuck it up, and it's not good. Like, it's not going to be great. Yeah. But there are people that can, like you're saying, comedic timing, the value of it,
the delivery,
the shit. Like, my favorite thing is like the connections when they make you think about things in a way that you've never thought of, but it's also in like a crazy way that's super funny. Like, I feel like my girlfriend,
that's when you know they're doing their job.
My girlfriend hates him, but Bill Burr does a great job of that. Not like about women, not about women. I love
Bill Burr.
Because he definitely says a lot of shit where he's like bitching about women all the time. But he's made jokes that, like, when he goes on his little angry rants, that you're like, that's really funny. Like, it's like they say shit that's funny. Or like Tom Segura, he's funny because he makes like weird connections you don't think about. And then he's like, I don't know. It's just like you never think about shit the way that they think about it. And then they either like break it down really simplistically and it's like, that's hilarious. Or it's like, I've never, like, I don't know. There's a lot of value in what they do. And I think people get mixed up in, like, there's more to comedy than saying a thing that's crazy. Like, it's like, no, there's levels to it. The only reason I love him so much, or not even the only reason, he says some funny shit. Some of the times when he goes on rants about women, it gets a little bit too much where he's just like, it sounds like he should be a homosexual. But the reason I love him so much, because my girl hates him. Like, I'm waiting for a shoe to come.
I was about to say, dude. I was about to say, dude, you keep looking over like there's a gun pointed at you.
But like, there's this one thing. Did y'all see the thing? I don't know. It's kind of mushy. Did y'all see the thing where he was in Philadelphia and he got booed off the stage and he stayed up there for like 10 minutes shitting on the city of Philadelphia? You guys, your football team fucking sucks. Like, you guys are a bunch of fucking losers. Like, and then by the end of it, everybody's laughing. They're clapping. Like, everyone was just booing him, and he just, like, he killed it. He was so funny. Like, but he wasn't trying to. He just started going on a rant, and people resonate with like that angry, but like, not funny. Serious, but it's funny because like they're not all there like, you made fun of my city. They don't have that insecurity. It's like, yeah, we kind of live in a shithole. Like, he's kind of spitting right now.
Fly Eagles, fly.
Right. Yeah, fly Eagles, fly Eagles.
Somebody record.
Like, it's literally everyone was booing him, and then it turned into like they fucking like gave him a standing ovation while he's shitting on every part of their city. Like, the city of brotherly love. What the fuck is that? You guys are a bunch of fucking losers. Like, he's just shitting on them. And like, it was so funny. It's like my favorite thing ever. But it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, something that might not land in one way can be turned into another thing. Like, they didn't like what he was saying about blah, blah, blah. They didn't like that. But when he started talking shit about their city, he made it funny. And it like, they liked that, but they didn't like this other thing. So it's always like that big disconnect of like individuality in comedy. People find different shit funny. People have, and I don't even want to keep saying like people have insecurities for things that they like don't appreciate, but like some people just generally don't like things, and that's fine. But like, I think it's crazy, like with YouTube, for them to be like, yeah, no, you can't say anything about anything that could have any kind of negative connotation towards it. And it's like, that's wild, because a lot of comedy is like shitting on people or like shitting on things or like countries and governments, dude. And blah, like it's shitting on its negative connotations, because like, I don't know, people think about these things. People have negative connotations, but they're not hateful people. They don't hate each other. It's just like people fucking, I don't know, there's a lot of levels to it besides like just hearing something, you know? And like just saying things. That's where like that huge disconnect is like, oh, I like edgy comedy. It's like, no, you just like saying the N-word. Like, that's not funny.
Yeah, no, see,
that's
a whole, that's
I know, but I feel like that's where the biggest, like, that's where it is like, that's where that big like, oh, edgy comedy is like racist, blah blah.
Yeah,
It's like, no, it's not.
That's where the gap starts.
Yeah.
That's where the gap starts.
But at the same time,
it's just like
that's what it's kind of turned into, though. That's what like all these 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-year-olds are coming on to Omegle kids. Just for instance.
No, 100%.
Omegle kids.
But they don't understand
That's what they think is the funniest shit ever.
Yeah.
It's just to go sit there and call a black person the N-word. And it's just like, oh, ha, 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 funny. And then skip next. And it's just like,
on to the next. Funny. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
on to the next.
Yeah. I think it's just like a shitty spot because then you also have YouTube that's like they're making it like everything's bad. So then it's like people aren't associating that like I don't like you're saying like when people do that crazy shit, they're associating that with like the same shit as like no, we're just making a joke about the shit because it is like with media and YouTube and like Twitch and all these people, they're like, no, you can't even say this. So it's like everyone thinks that it has to be some extreme, but it's not. It's just YouTube and media and all these people really are just drawing a really big line like way further than where the actual line is just because they want to like it's just it's crazy. And especially with the Susan Wojcikowski bitch, fuck her.
Mike Wazowski.
Fuck her. First of all, she stepped down after like what 25 years. And first of all,
she got subpoenaed.
Really?
She's not on my block.
Yes, she got subpoenaed.
What's a subpoena?
Stepped down from YouTube, like court.
But what, like, for what though? Like,
you got like served. She's gonna be in like court, and it's like a U.S. General Court versus Susan.
What?
Like,
for what?
Fucking ordeal, Supreme Court type shit.
For what? I gotta figure that out. Watch it be like child trafficking. No, I shouldn't say that because they're gonna get me for that.
We're looking into this after the podcast.
Folks, I just think it's crazy. Firstly,
she got subpoenaed.
Go ahead.
She got subpoenaed, and then literally the next day she stepped down from YouTube. And it's just like, so either you're trying to hide something, but you're dumb enough to not know that all that from that time period will be shown. You're not the CEO.
My biggest problem with her was that, like,
I mean, with somebody with that kind of money, tax fraud is really the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, some crazy shit. But like, my biggest problem with her is like, they let her run this fucking like $1 billion company for the simple reason that she let the people that made YouTube like work in her garage and like set up servers in her garage. That does not make you qualified to run.
Her older sister was like the boyfriend of the dude who created Google, and then so she was
bullshit. So that doesn't make you qualified to fucking run $1 billion company. Like that's always my biggest thing is like, so she gets to make all these decisions based on her opinions, and it's like. That's wild. Like, I think companies and like all these things need to do a great job of being unbiased and like not trying to make it all political and blah blah blah. Like, obviously, like, yeah, companies celebrate Gay Pride Month, like 100%. They should all do that. Like, whatever, they should fucking celebrate blah 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 blah. But they shouldn't always be like this crazy, like, I don't know, man. Oh, very opinionated, especially when you're running a fucking website that like. Anybody can post anything on. Like, that's supposed to be the whole joy of it. Obviously, like, no nudity, no direct fucking, like, I don't, like, no Gypsy Crusader shit. None of that. No.
Yeah, no.
But you can't draw a line based on your own opinion because different people do like it differently.
Instantly.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, that's a huge thing on YouTube. Like you fucking even have a weed nug, you're fucking done. Like, they're like, what is wrong with it? But like, people smoke weed, so why is that such a crazy thing?
Well,
obviously it shouldn't be.
TikTok, for instance, you go to TikTok, it's popular.
I think you have to be. I think you have to be in a certain state for stuff like that because, like, what's his name, Fulcrum?
Yeah, his videos.
He blew the.
Oh, he's probably.
But listen though. I saw this video. I saw this thing. No. I saw this thing. His videos that he would smoke like joints and like weed in would always get like 5,000 views and demonetized. And now if you watch all his new shits, he's hitting vapes, he's hitting carts, because apparently like YouTube can't be like, that's weed. Nope. Because they can be like, no, it's a jewel, bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and like they get those videos get like 900,000 and like 1 million and all this stuff. So it's crazy how like they limit that video because he's smoking a joint in a platform where you can post whatever you want.
Yeah.
And he's probably in a state that it's actually
legal. So how are you going to limit what people can see? So how is a website able to be like, no, weed's illegal on our website, but bitch, it's legal everywhere. So how can you like make that? It's so crazy how they make that bias choice to be like, no. Like I totally understand. Like you can't be like unboxing a fucking toy for like elementary school kids and fucking smoking a joint. 100% no. Yeah, but like if I'm making a video dedicated to smoking weed, like he does, like his little videos are him just smoking weed and people love it. And it's like, yeah, because they want to just smoke weed with like dude who's just goofy. Love that guy. Love that guy. He just smokes and talks and like that's okay. Right. That's fine. He's a fucking adult.
His story times. He's an adult, bro. Like he does cinematics for him and shit. It's but the whole premise is him sitting here smoking and just telling you the story.
But he doesn't make a fucking dime because YouTube's like, nope, you can't smoke. You can't make fun of people. Like all that. That's where it's like, how do they get to be the like deciding factor for what is allowed anywhere?
He just like telling people to do what they need to do every day.
I fucking love that guy, bro. I love his story times, and he's just sitting there smoking, telling shit. Like that's cool. Right. Like he's not hurting anybody. He's not even on that edgy shit. Like so, it's like that's so crazy that it's like no, they have their opinions on like weed and comedy and blah 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 and all that shit, and it's like so they get to decide that like no, you're not gonna be paid. You're not gonna have your video shown to people, even though you're a great fucking guy. Like Dope is Yellow. Love that guy. He's fucking awesome, dude. But no, we're not. We're gonna show your video to 1,000 people because you're smoking a joint. God forbid. Like that's bananas,
bro. No, that shit is crazy to me because I feel like in certain ways people are handpicked for stuff like this. Because I mean, if you look at Fulcrum, dude, he started off. He came out of left field, bro. He came out of nowhere. Then now, dude's hanging out with Kai Cenat. Dude's hanging out with Aiden Ross. I Show
Fulcrum,
Speed.
Comment. I love that guy.
Dude's been chilling with Adam 22 behind the scenes at No Jumper. Yeah. Like. But it's that shit's crazy.
And they're not hanging out with him because he's like he smokes weed and blah, blah, blah. He's a good guy. He's funny. He's all this shit. But YouTube shows it as like,
but the thing about Fulcrum is Fulcrum was smart as hell. And here's what he did. He put up a challenge when he was small as hell to have all his supporters when he was about at 1K. And he said $100 to whoever gets the most viral video of one of my clips from one of my videos. So he did that challenge that went for a week. That happened. He said he jumped from 1K to 5K that week. So he did the challenge again.
That's a grind, though. That's actually a great fucking idea for people that like want to grow.
The next week, and then that's when he blew the fuck up.
That's awesome. No, that's actually like a great idea. Like if you're trying to grow and you know your clips are good, obviously you can't be some shitter like, you made Fortnite clips viral. Yeah, like nah. But if you know, like he does, like he was always confident. Like he knew, like I've seen videos of him where he's like, I don't want to work a job. I think I provide value. I think I have a bigger purpose. I provide value. 100%. When you know that shit, like hell yeah, that's a great idea. Like, $100 to whoever can get the most views, reposting a clip of mine. And if y'all fuck with me, that should be easy. Blah blah blah. Like make it about like a dedicated fan base, but also like growing and like giving them fucking money. Like that's so cool. I love that. There's so much going on in the world that we don't need to be getting fucked over by YouTube because bro wants to smoke a joint and tell you how he fucking almost got his ass beat. Like,
bro, I would
he wants to tell you a story. He wants to entertain you. He wants to give you like 10 minutes where you're not thinking about bullshit. But God forbid because he's smoking or because he says something that YouTube doesn't agree with. No, it's not allowed. You're the thing that you think like how Fulcrum, like he thinks he knows he has a greater purpose. I'm not shitting on that. I'm just saying like he thinks he has a greater purpose. But for YouTube to be like, no, you don't. And like take his shit down and ruin his message. Because his videos aren't just him smoking weed. He's smoking. He's like, you're made for more. Like, don't get caught in the rat race. Like he goes on these like motivational rants. And like, it's fucking great. Like, I love that. Like, that's so awesome. But YouTube will suppress that because it's like, it doesn't appeal to their opinions.
Well, even you, for instance,
general
like the
fucking
video that
shit.
you put out, the video that you put out before you got terminated, at the end it was like 3 minutes of you just thanking everybody, for you being inactive and thanking me for being a part of the video and doing all that shit. And then that's the video that they terminated your whole channel and shit off of. And
for child nudity. Like, what is that?
Yeah, and
like,
that was after the fact that we had already taken huge step backs from what we were saying.
Yeah.
We was heavily going over what we were editing.
100%. We were making strides to try to be
better.
Be not even fucking better. Because I feel like a lot of it was like, yeah, we all used to say some crazy shit, but we grew out of that and we didn't have to sit down and talk about that. It was like we just knew that. But there was a lot of shit that it's like, okay, we really can't say like these phrases, these things, because like our videos will get fucked over and we want to grow and we want to inspire people, not obviously with the shit we say, but like with the way we act and the way we do and like the things we say, not to other people, but like I think I do have a great message, and I think I do like really want people to like get out of their head and like all the stupid shit and not get too caught up in all the bullshit going on. But like, yeah, I kind of just want to go talk shit to people, and like other people want to just talk shit to people. But it's like YouTube's like, no, you can't.
Chilling. You was just with your homies. We're having a good time. This is homies acting up, fucking around like how homies do. You know, and it was never supposed to be anything more than that.
Before all this YouTube shit, before like social media, homies would be chilling in the house like, bro, you're a fucking stupid bitch. Like, I'll beat your ass. Like, that's just people. People just say shit. Like, they just talk shit. Right. But if you say that on YouTube, no, you can't say that because there's
not even your friends.
But then she flashed me Omega. Oh my God, can get 4 million views.
Yeah, what? Yeah. But God forbid if I'm like sitting in a call with my homies and we're just talking about how fat each other are, it's like, no, like that is totally so insensitive. It's like, no, it's not insensitive. My homie knows he's fat. I know I'm fat. We're talking shit. If someone gets offended because I'm calling somebody else fat, like you need to figure that out. Either you need to
lose weight.
You need to or lose weight. Like
they're
you
probably
need to figure that out because you have an insecurity towards that shit. But it's like other people don't. Like obviously, like I never like when people would come in my Discord, like random motherfuckers would be like, "Oh, you're a fat shit." I'd be like, I'm kicking you. You're stupid. Like I don't care. But like Loft, if you were like, you fucking fat, you got like even if you were super mean and out of line, which you've never been. Obviously, we've talked shit about each other, but you've never like hurt my feelings. But it's different because like you're my boy. You could say anything to me, and I'd be like, I'd take it. I'm not gonna be like. Because I know we got love for each other. I know that shit, but like I'm not gonna let some random ass dude come in here and talk shit. But like also it's like I don't know. That's where it is. Like, how are you gonna limit what people been doing forever? Because like someone else could be offended by it, but it's like we're not.
We're not. Lot of
millions of people aren't. But like
there's a reason
why.
That's
what I'm worried about.
There's a reason why people come back to watch the videos that we post. I mean, they're here for the humor. They're here for the personalities.
Yeah, they're here for
they're here.
The whole
they're here
like
for us.
They're here that like for the shit that like we don't. Not that we don't care, but we don't give a fuck what YouTube's shit is. We don't like. We're not trying to. There was a point where we're like, we were trying to kind of abide by it and do like. Remember when we were trying to do like skits and shit and write things like that never worked. Not that like we weren't funny or
there was
blah.
One clip that worked, and that was the VR Pavlov.
I have those.
That was funny. That was like my favorite fucking video, bro. That was funny. No, and I'm not shitting on that. Like I would love to still do stuff like that, but I'm saying it never worked out the same as us being genuinely just talking shit because that's our energy. Yeah, that's our energy. Like we can feed off other people and like receive and also give that shit back. Like that's our thing. Like Fitz and them, they're great at making skits and like coming up with shit and writing shit. Like they all have a different comedic value. They have a different fucking
and we've been more improv off the flow of what's happening.
Yeah. Like you remember the VR stuff that me, you, and Jay did, Love? I still have those videos on my phone, dude. Those were all improv, and I remember those very, very specifically because Spaz didn't know whether or not if I was like this was at the very beginning. He was like he didn't know if I was able to like do my own, like carry my own weight in like content. Like say we were to do an improv skit like that. Like Spaz, I remember Spaz being impressed. He was kind of thrown off. I remember this very, very vividly because we had just met. Like this was not long after you really didn't know me. Yeah, you really didn't know me that well. This is when we had.
I used to. Did I ever tell y'all I didn't like y'all? Like obviously we did the what was it, the talent show, we did that shit. I fucked with y'all, we were cool and shit, but it got to a point that me and Jay were like this little niche thing of like, fuck, they're always we used to kind of bitch about y'all because y'all always had like inside jokes and y'all would be talking shit to us and it felt like y'all against us all the time.
There's no way y'all were bitching because y'all were jealous. That is wild.
No, it was always just felt like y'all had y'all own thing going on and y'all didn't give a fuck about us. Not that like y'all didn't, but it was always like it was always that weird thing. No, I know that now because like we've grown to like love each other and appreciate that shit. And I know that like there is funny shit and like having an inside joke and all that. But me and Jay would always be like, it's fucking dumb.
And that's
shit.
Wild. You and Jay out of everybody.
No, yeah, and then the thing that was funny is like then like after like months. it was when we had a fucking Minecraft room and y'all kept fucking with us.
I knew you were bringing that shit up,
bro.
Y'all kept fucking with us and like killing our shit, and me and Jay were like, they're fucking assholes. Like I'm so tired of these motherfuckers.
Dude. That wasn't even us.
One of y'all hung my horse, and I still ain't fucking with that.
That was Jay.
Was it?
That was Jay.
Fuck him, bro. No, fuck him, bro.
No, dude, Jay. I remember all of that. Dude, Jay, he had came to me about like in the server. He was trying to get me to prank you, Spaz. He was trying to get me to start like a prank war in the server. But like, dude, he was instigating the shit out of it. He was like flood his entire house, fill it with torches, and then like grind and get a bunch of obsidian and just like cover his chest with obsidian.
Yeah,
he was just telling me to do a bunch of just stupid shit, and I was like, fuck it, whatever.
But then it was like a month after that. I'm like, I started to not appreciate him, not like as a person, blah blah blah, but he was like always bitching, and it's like, bro, who gives a fuck? Like I kind of learned to like that y'all do just talk shit, and it's not like you're. Cause like at that point, like I learned to grow into that, like not taking offense. I didn't have those insecurities anymore. Not that like, I don't know. Like I grew into just like, oh, they're not shitting on me. They're just having fun with each other, and they're involving me in it in a way. But I'm the expense of the fun, and that's fine. You know what I mean?
Like
but there's some people that can't handle that. They can't handle that.
But with that, we totally expect you to dish that back out too.
Yeah,
because like at the
same
time,
I learned to do that too.
On you, we on your ass. We expect you to be on our ass and fuck around. Like if you join the call, we're like, fuck you bitch. You know, we expect you to join back and be like, shut your dumb ass up. Yeah, like, and that's,
just shit.
Yeah, it's never ill intent, and I feel like that's what people get it mixed up with.
It's crazy.
They think that it's a
and
negative
they take offense.
I never knew it was like that. I think you might have mentioned like
it was never like before, I never like hated y'all, but it was always like it was like I always would still talk to y'all, and I loved playing games and like talking shit. But it was always like that weird underlying like, you know what I mean? But then I was like, oh no, they're not like fucking with me. They don't like. They love me just as much as they love each other or more or whatever. Like it was never like they're playing favorites with each other, blah blah blah. Like
right. I mean, you still remember exactly how I came into your Discord
saying
the first
dumb
day.
Shit, and we just started talking dumb shit.
How that we were just exactly alike, and then
we
from that
weren't
moment on,
like that shit was
like
funny.
Initiation. That was he is just like me. I'm gonna fuck with him the same way how I expect him to fuck with me.
Like I said, there's just so much shit going on. Like we were talking about the AI shit. That's so crazy.
Yeah,
there's so much shit going on. The world's getting so much better. The world's getting so much blah blah blah. But it's like they're taking away people being able to just be people. While on top of like the world is changing and blah blah blah. But it's like just because the world's getting smarter doesn't mean we have to. I want to still make fart noises and laugh at it, and I want to still laugh at dumb shit. Like just because there's like robots that know everything doesn't mean I need to fucking be. I don't know. Like, I still want to be stupid. I still want to have fun. I still want to be an inner child or whatever the fuck that shit is. Like, I still want to enjoy my shit without having to take it seriously because I'm going to die one day. I don't give a... Like, obviously, I give a fuck about dying, but I don't give a fuck about, like... I don't... Like, someone hurt my feelings. I want to be able to... Who gives a shit?
I want to be able to fart and then not have a robot laugh 5 seconds before because he knew
I'm gonna get it. Yeah, folks. I'm gonna get a robot that laugh at my farts, like just dumb shit. Like, but like even recently, I've noticed like I live in a place now where
robot that laughs at your farts. Yeah.
But like lately, bro, I've been getting into a bunch of like road rage shit with other people. Like my girl thinks it's my fault. I really don't. People just have been like,
I don't think you're a bad driver.
No, I'm a great driver, but sometimes people just drive like shit and I kind of like get on their ass and I'm like, bro, just move. Like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'll never like merge into you or cut you off and slam on the brake. Like, nah, But like, if you're going 10 under in a fucking interstate, like move your ass. Like that's not my responsibility for you to be aware. But people like, they lose their shit. Like the last time it happened, some dude was going 10, he was going 55 and a 65, and I just was waiting behind him because like the guy in the right lane was basically going just as like fast, maybe faster than him. I'm like, bro, we're on an interstate. What's going on? Like, move. So I was like a half a car behind him. Homie slams on his brake, and I'm like, what the fuck? And he like, so I kind of like, I didn't even expect it. I wasn't mad. I was just like, oh shit, something probably happened. So I like turned and looked over the shoulder to be like, there's nobody in front of him. What just happened? And he fucking swings his car to the shoulder so I can't see around him. Slams on his brakes again. I'm like, what is happening? I go around him. He starts like merging into me to like run me off the road. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? So I just sit behind him. I'm like, I'm not going to fucking crash my car because you're being an asshole. I just start like doing little like curves like behind him, like really fast, like just going like that. I'm having fun. I'm laughing. I'm like, he's really trying to like fuck me up right now because like he's not going fast enough. But it's so crazy how people can get that, like, whether it's like an insecurity or like just anger. Like he's angry with me. Like he's so upset that like I want to go home, bro. Like I'm trying to just go a little quicker than you. That's fine. Like I'm not mad you're going slow, but get out of my fucking way. And like I'm going by him. He's like flipping me off. He's fucking throwing his hands. He's rolling his window down. He tried throwing shit at my car. Bro, the whole time I'm dying laughing. I'm fucking going like that to him. I'm going like that to him, like talking about his fucking dick. I'm dying. Like, and that's making it worse because he's like, what? Like, I'm angry and you're not? Like, yeah, bro, you're taking it serious. Like, you're going to die one day. Are you really going to be like, imagine you're going to be like 60, like that little motherfucker. Like, what? Are you like, just because you didn't want to move, you feel entitled, you feel all this shit, and you have so much anger towards your entitlement and the things that you believe you're entitled to? Just move.
Yeah, bro. I wouldn't be able to compose myself like you. When stuff like that happens, I'm very quick temper, hothead, and
normally
like
I'm a hothead about shit that like
violence.
about my emotions and the way I feel. Like I can get angry and I can be rude. But like that's shit I'm working on. But I'm never gonna like, if I'm having a bad day and somebody cuts me off, I'm not gonna chase that motherfucker down. Like I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't.
Yeah.
And like this dude, I ended up getting around him. Like I had to go. It turned into a 3-lane, and I just went behind the 2 people into the far right lane, and I went around him. I'm like, I'm not gonna fuck with you. Like I don't care. I'm going home. But no, homie went from 55 to literally, I'm going like 80 because like that's my natural, like that's my normal speed unless it's like it goes down slower. I'm not like not weaving in and out. Sometimes I will, but I'm not like, that's not my natural state. I know when I can go fast and I know when I can't. But like then I'm going like 80. Yeah. This dude starts going from 55 to like 95, hauling ass, jumps in front of me, brakes. 40, he goes down to like 40, and I'm like, are you like, bro, like I'm trying to like diffuse this and get away from you, but you're really trying to like follow me. And he ended up going like this to me at one point where he like did a finger gun and like pretended to shoot me, and then I was like, nah, because at any moment this like old white dude could pull out a gun, like he's gonna shoot me.
Fucking 12 gauge.
He pulls out a fucking like a revolver and like tries to shoot me because of some shit. Like obviously like that could just be like him being like fuck you or whatever, but like what? Yeah. Because I jerked off. Like what? Like that's nothing constitutes that besides the fact that you're an angry fuck. And I feel like so many people now are just angry fucks, and it's so sad. Oh God. Like, and when I go home, like I'm not mad. Like, I'm not mad that he did. Like, obviously, like, don't do that. But I'm not upset with him. I more feel bad for him that it's like you're getting mad at like, and I'm a grown ass man, but I'm a kid. Like, I'm a teenager. I'm a young person. Like, you're going to go home to your wife and family and probably be like, yeah, this son of a bitch. Like if you don't call, like take a breath, bro, like it's traffic. Like, what do you want? Like, I just want to go around you, but people are fucking angry. They're entitled. They're upset.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, you're going to die. And you're going to die the exact same way you're feeling right now. Angry and upset and fucking, ugh. That's why, like, I love feeling like I'm like getting better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like I don't let shit ruin my day as long. Like, yeah, I can have a bad morning and be an asshole and blah, blah, blah. But I try to like, because it's not that big a deal. It's not. Oh, but also when you're in the moment of it, it's hard to be like, it's not a big deal. Like, but I know I can be a cranky fuck, and it's hard to like snap out of that. But I do. Some people don't, and they carry that shit, and it's so gross to me. I feel so bad that like they can't just go sit in a chair and not do anything. They can't just sit there. Like, they need to watch TV because it's like they can't think about shit. Like, they can't, because they'll just get angry and like punch their girlfriend. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Like, they can't just sit. Like, that's so wild. They can't just sit. People can't just sit in their thoughts. And like, obviously, like, yeah, they watch YouTube. People want to watch shit that's funny. They want to fucking laugh, blah, blah, blah. But like, if you can't just sit, you need to figure your shit out. Like, that's so sad.
Oh God. Motherfuckers just sit there and just get mad.
Just think. What do you get mad about? Think about it. Figure it out. Like, you're getting mad because some dude's driving on your ass. Like, you might be insecure about the way you drive. Like, but figure that shit out. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, and my whole time,
I switched the lane and let them go around.
Like, yeah, like what? But it's so wild. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, some people live their whole life. Like with the YouTube shit. Like, they're trying to promote, like, no, like, you should live a very, like, on the path, be nice, don't say anything that could be taken as mean, blah, blah, blah. It's like, who gives a shit? I'm not hurting. Like, I'm not hurting people. I'm not
back
fucking
in the
like,
middle school.
Yeah, or it's like, now that I just thought about it, it made me kind of scared. Like, they're trying to like the rat race. Like, I always see those videos of like, oh, you don't think you're in the Matrix, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's people sitting in their car in traffic. And it's like, you're working a job to pay for things you don't need, blah, 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 all that shit. And it's like, YouTube's trying to make you more conform into that idea that like, no, you go to work, you do these things. Yeah, you want to make videos, fine, but they better be like a fucking like a love story, a movie, a blah, 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 a cinematic, a inspirational. It's like, I don't, like, yeah, I can like to watch some things like that, but I don't give a shit most of the time. Like, I can enjoy things, I can appreciate things, but I'm not gonna go watch like some very cinematic video on YouTube. I don't care. I want to laugh. I want to hear things I haven't heard before. I want to fucking all that. I want to like, I just like it. But they're trying to make it like, no, like, if you don't conform to what we think you should be enjoying, then you're not allowed to enjoy it. And it's like, that's bullshit. We're gonna die one day. You're gonna, like, the people that run YouTube are gonna die one day, and it's like, they literally got to let their opinions run like the world. Because like, obviously YouTube doesn't have that much power, but I really think it does. YouTube is like the main source of like, obviously there's like TikTok and shit like that, but YouTube is like the media we ingest. TikTok's the media we ingest. I don't feel like TikTok is as harshly ran as YouTube is, but I feel like YouTube is very much trying to keep people on like some very straight and narrow path of like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. They just want you do as I say. You do as I say because like, I don't agree with these things. It's like, I don't need you to agree with me. Yeah. I need you to understand that some people appreciate what I do. Some people appreciate the things I say. And some people don't, and that's fine. I don't hate those people. I don't fucking want to like, I don't wish them any wrong. Like, I want them to be able to be like, I don't know. I want people to be able to accept. I want people to be able to accept what other people do and be fine with it, whether it's something they don't agree with or not. As long as they understand they're not hurting people, they're not doing wrong by other people. They're doing it to like enjoy themselves. That's their expression. And you can't shit on other people's expression. And YouTube can't limit your expression. That's crazy. But you can't like ruin somebody's expression, whether that's obviously your personality shouldn't be based on smoking. But if their expression is getting high, playing music, or doing a podcast, that's their expression, and you can't take that away from them because you don't agree with it.
Yeah, and that's another reason why like the whole Call of Duty thing came back to me. I mean, not only did I get back into, just watching it, but just furthering it's not even whether one or the other for me. I'd like to have both going at the same time.
Yeah,
but awesome, as of right now,
imagine being like some YouTube fucking like YouTuber, and then like everybody see your ass at like some phase, like whatever the fuck they're called, like the LAN games. Like they'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the CDL shits, the majors.
Yeah. That shit, like that'd be so cool.
That'd be crazy.
Hell yeah, bro. Seeing that bro, that's a dream.
But that's like, your expression. Like, I'm not gonna I don't want to be a Call of Duty pro because that means I gotta be good at the game all the time. I want to go on there and be ass and like be okay with it. And like, you want to be good at it, and that's hard as fuck. Like, that's cool. Like, and it does take skill to be good at games and to be hand-eye coordinated and all that shit. And like, your expression is like, you want to talk shit and play games and be good at games and talk shit. Like, that's your expression. Nobody should be able to take that shit from you.
Yeah.
That's not my expression. Obviously, sometimes we relate in the shit that we say and think and laugh and blah, blah, blah. We can share those things, but I'm not like some Call of Duty tryhard. but that's fine that you are. That shit's awesome. You've got another thing in your life that you're like trying to chase. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, bro, I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. I'm happy with the progression, especially getting back after, I got back on controller last year after like 6 straight years of keyboard and mouse, bro.
That big ass
I don't even know. Yeah, bro, I don't even know what the fuck that was.
Motherfucker, bro. I swear to God, I thought you were about to start busting out some weights. I'm like, no, he's drinking from that motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
Bro,
big
that's.
I took this to the gym for a while.
And you're like 6'7", so I know that big ass water bottle is big as fuck.
I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was
what can I compare it to?
Oh my God, that's so funny. I didn't mean to cut you off. That shit was just
Nah, bro, you're damn.
That's a big bitch, fuck.
But nah, bro, like I'm happy with where I'm at, the progression, especially, coming back after fucking 6-7 years of straight keyboard and mouse. Yep. I came back, and it honestly, it didn't take me no time just to get the feel. Yeah. And it helps watching other pros play, like watching scrims or watching any sort of footage that anybody has professionally.
Yeah.
Like, it should help. And it's an easier way.
And you would never shit on somebody else's expression because you're not insecure about like yourself and the things you're doing. I feel like the people that are like that make it their goal to be upset for other people, like obviously, like, yeah, you should stand up if like some shit happens and like if someone's getting fucked with, stand up for them, blah blah blah. Of course, be a good person, but you can't I don't know, you can't knock somebody else's expression because you don't agree with it. And like they're not gonna knock you because you don't agree with it, because they can understand that like everyone has a different expression and you can't shit on it. And you would never be like, oh, you play fucking blah blah blah, or you don't fucking do this, you don't do that. You don't give a shit. You're doing your thing and you're happy with it. You're trying to make people happy. You're not trying to put people down. Like, yeah, you trying to shit on the ops on Call of Duty, but like you're not hurting motherfuckers. You might be hurting some egos, but like you know what I mean. But you're not like you're not hurting people. So it's so. I don't know. I feel like more people need to like worry about them. Worry about your fucking self. Mind your fucking business, bro. Like fuck.
Exactly.
Mind your business.
I'm quietly progressing, bro. Yes. Like that's my thing. Like this rank play shit, bro. I'm climbing up the ranks. I'm almost at the top, dog.
Yeah.
Like
crazy.
That's cool. I'm really proud of you, dog. That's awesome, especially on top of like working out and shit. I feel like too many people get lost in like, no, I'm a Call of Duty player. It's like, you're a loser. Right. Go outside. It's like, no, like you can grind that shit and like want to do YouTube and want to improve yourself. My favorite thing now is telling people like, be better than you were yesterday forever. That's like my favorite thing now. Be better than you were yesterday for the rest of your life, and you will be the best fucking person ever. Any like final statements, bro? Like shit. I feel like that got real inspirational at the end. Like no cap. That was good. Like I feel like whenever we do the podcast, it's always like, oh yeah, sorry, we've been gone for fucking 8 months again. And it's like, yeah, we've
all been doing shit.
But like all the time, every time
we come back,
we always say we've been doing shit, but like this time we really been doing shit. And like that sounds so funny to say, but it's like we really have like motherfuckers are.
None of us are the same people we were last time we uploaded.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And thank God for that.
Thank God.
I think we all like realistically what helped us is we all have something we're working for right now.
Yeah,
you have your own place.
I feel like when we were just doing it, we were just doing it. But now it's like, like we want this. Like we want to like express. We want to have
we realized that there was more than just
videos. I've been wanting to make videos. Like, dude,
me too, bro. I've been irking for this shit, but I just can't like figure out what I want to do. I want it to be great. I just don't know what I want to do. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be funny. I want to feel like it's natural. I want to feel all that shit, but it's like, what's it gonna be? You know?
I mean, realistically, we should just stick to what we were doing before.
I went on Omi the other day. It was fun. Like I really had fun because like I used to always try to be funny and shit, but it's like, no, like I don't give a fuck. I'm not trying to be funny all the time. If I think of some funny shit, I'll say it. I'm not a comedian. I'm not here to entertain you. Just because I'm wearing a goofy ass mask doesn't mean people can be like, ooh, tell me a joke. It's like, go fuck yourself, loser. Like, no. Like I'm just all here to talk shit. I'm here to have fun. Like I'm not held to some higher comedic standard just because I have subs. Like, people didn't sub to me for that. They didn't sub to me like they subbed to me because I said funny shit, not because I'm like a funny motherfucker. Like, yeah, I don't think anybody that's funny thinks they're funny, and I don't think anybody that's funny is funny. They just have great takes and great opinions and great moments.
I think we're all funny as fuck. I don't care. I think we're all.
No, I'm saying though, but I'm saying in the way that like we're not funny because funny is this obtainable thing. We're funny because we have thoughts and we have our own shit. Like
and what people don't understand is this is all edited, bro. Like, this is not us just sitting down 15 minutes, record fucking, let's say the funniest shits on top of our head and then make it a video.
Yeah, no, it's all hours of footage of us just bullshitting. And it's like, that's great.
I don't think people really understand just how difficult it is to get a good video like that, like out.
Yeah, you know I'm proud of every single video I've ever posted, even the ones that I'm like, oh, I said some shit. Banger ass videos, bro. Bangers. Every one of them, bro. I'm so proud of that shit. And like, I want to just get back into making bangers. Not because what I'm saying was always like fucking, slapstick, but it's like, they were great videos, bro. And they were natural and they were real and they were authentic and they were fucking all of that. They were special. And I think that's special as fuck to be able to obtain like that real, authentic shit talking, because people don't have that anymore. People don't hear that anymore. People don't get that anymore. All right, y'all. Well,
that's crazy.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Go.
Go.
You.
Go you, bitch.